All right, we are going to get into a question that keeps pretty much every IELTS candidate up at night. Just how hard is this exam really? Well, the answer probably isn't what you think it is, so let's crack this thing open. Okay, right off the bat, let's get one thing crystal clear. This isn't just some theory, it's the absolute truth of the exam. The test is specifically designed with different kinds of challenges in each part. Thinking they're all the same is, frankly, the first big mistake you can make. So, here it is, the million-dollar question for today. If it's not all equally difficult, then where are the real traps? Where are the landmines that most people step on and lose points? We're about to peel back the curtain and show you the hidden architecture of this exam. I bet this feels familiar, right? This fear, this dread of the reading and writing sections, it's almost universal. But here's the thing you have to understand. That mindset, that fear itself, is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It actually lowers your score before you've even written a single word. So, our first mission here is to completely shatter what I call the IELTS illusion. We're going to push past all that fear and look at what's really going on with the test's difficulty. And this right here is the whole secret. The difficulty of IELTS isn't really about how good your English is. It's about a mismatch. It's about where the test's design clashes with your personal way of thinking, your strategies, and how you process information under pressure. Let's see exactly how this works, starting with the first section, listening. Now, most people think of this as the easy one, right? The warm-up. But it is packed with psychological traps that are designed to make you stumble. Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got the myth. The audio seems clear, the topics are everyday stuff. It gives you this false sense of security. But the reality, over on the right, is where you lose your bands. You only hear it once, period. There are built-in distractions, and you have to listen, read, and write all at the exact same time. It's a test of focus, not just a hearing test. So who gets hurt the most here? Well, it's not always the person with the smallest vocabulary. It's the student with spelling issues. It's the one who misses one answer, panics, and then misses the next three. You see? The key takeaway is huge. The listening section punishes a loss of focus, not a lack of words. Okay, next up is reading. This is the section that so many people dread, but we have to reframe how we see it. You gotta stop thinking of it as just a comprehension test. It's not. It's a strategic game you're playing against the clock. We're all scared of the things on the left, right? These super dense passages, vocabulary you've never seen before. But what's actually destroying scores is everything on the right. That relentless time pressure, answer choices that are cleverly designed to look correct, and questions that are really testing your logic, not just if you read the text. And this slide just perfectly captures who falls into those traps. It's the perfectionists, the ones who feel they have to read every single word, the people who get stuck overthinking a true-false question. The takeaway here is so powerful. Reading punishes an inefficient strategy. It's not about how well you can read English. It's about how smart you are at finding the answers quickly. Now for the big one, writing. This section feels like the final boss of the IELTS for so many people. And not because it's impossible, but because the way most people prepare for it is just all wrong. This is not an essay contest. It's a structural puzzle. The reasons it feels hard are, emotional. There's no one right answer. The examiner's judgment feels so subjective. But where you actually lose your band score is totally objective and structural. You didn't fully answer the prompt, your paragraphs don't make sense, and your grammar is either way too simple or just full of mistakes. So you can see, The test penalizes messy, unstructured thinking and just blindly copying templates. It's not about throwing in a bunch of fancy words, it's about being clear. And that's the bottom line. Writing punishes a lack of clarity, not a lack of intelligence. Finally, let's get into the speaking section. It's actually the shortest part of the test, but emotionally, man, it can feel like the longest. Because this isn't just a test of your English, it's a test of your confidence. The fear, of course, comes from being judged face to face. But the real difficulty? That's all happening inside your head. It's about keeping your flow going when you're nervous, thinking on your feet, and this is a big one, recovering from a mistake without just freezing up. Trust me, the examiner is trained to ignore little slips. So who gets tripped up here? Look at this list. It's the students who memorize answers and end up sounding like robots. It's the ones who panic and just go silent. And it's the people who are so obsessed with having a perfect accent that they forget the whole point is just to communicate. The test isn't looking for perfection. It rewards natural, confident conversation. It punishes a lack of flow. So let's bring it all together. This little chart is a perfect summary. Listening is hardest for distractible students. Reading gets the perfectionists. Writing is tough for unstructured thinkers. And speaking gets the nervous ones. Do you see yourself in any of these boxes? Because just recognizing your profile is the very first step to fixing the problem. All right, so we figured out the problem. We've diagnosed the issues. Now let's talk about the solution. This is all about adopting the mindset of a high score. And that mindset is based on understanding the exam's hidden scoring logic. This slide right here, this reveals the secret pattern of the entire test. Listening and reading punish mistakes. One wrong answer, you lose a point, it's fast, it's black and white. But writing and speaking, they're different. They punish weak control. You lose bands slowly based on the overall impression of your structure and fluency. So how do you use this to your advantage? Well, high scorers don't try to be perfect at everything. They play the odds. Step 1, you absolutely maximize your score in listening and reading because every correct answer is a guaranteed point. Step 2, you stabilize your writing with a safe, clear structure. And step 3, you just focus on maintaining your flow and confidence in speaking. And this is the big mental shift. The moment you stop seeing IELTS as some random, unfair monster, and you start seeing it as a system with predictable rules, the fear just melts away. It becomes a challenge you can actually prepare for and manage. See, the exam isn't an impossible mountain. It's a code. And now that you understand how it's designed, it's a code that you can absolutely crack. The only real question left is, are you ready to get started?